Okay, good morning, children. Already we have discussed the simple epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is of two types, simple and compound. And important difference we have discussed. Simple means it is made up of single layer of cells, and it is of different types. Their modifications also we have discussed. Now we have come to the compound epithelial cells. Compound epithelial cells means epithelial cells but which is made up of more than one layer of cells. That is called multi-layered, and thus has a limited role in secretion and absorption. So in the figure it has been given, suppose these cells multi-layered, yellow color structure, you can see these are present in more than one layers. That's why it is called the compound epithelial cells. The compound epithelium may be stratified or transitional. Stratified means one after another, maybe they are present, the cells present in layers, maybe one after another, and it forms the layers, distinct layers. That is called the stratified. And transitional, it's a mixed type, not in particular layers, which is called the transitional. Now underline there what is the definition you have to study. Now next thing we have to discuss about the function. Their main function is to provide protection against chemical and mechanical stress. Mechanical stresses. They cover the dry surface of the skin. Chemical and mechanical means any pressure which is coming to the surface, that will be protecting. And skin is considered as the most important epithelial cells which are present in our body, and it is protecting our body from different types of mechanical stress you can see, and so many chemical stress also. So their main function is to protect our body from the mechanical and the chemical stresses, against these stresses. They cover the dry surface of the skin, and the inner line, the moist surface of the buccal cavity, underline where you can see dry surface of the skin, moist surface of the buccal cavity. Pharynx, moist cover, that means inner to the buccal cavity, which is slippery, a mucus layer can be seen, that which is made up of compound epithelial cells. Pharynx, inner lining of the ducts of salivary glands and pancreatic ducts. So now these are the locations where you can see the compound epithelial cells. So first definition, their function, and where we can see. Now the types. There are four main types of compound epithelial cells: stratified squamous, stratified cuboidal, stratified columnar, and fourth type is called the transitional epithelial. So these are all three are stratified. I told it is broadly classified into two types: stratified and transitional. Now stratified is of three types: stratified squamous, stratified cuboidal, and stratified columnar epithelial cells, and fourth type is called the transitional epithelium. Now squamous epithelium cells are two types. It is called the keratinized, or keratin protein may be present in the dry epidermis of the skin, and non-keratinized, keratin is absent. Non-keratinized forms the moist lining of the esophagus, mouth, conjunctiva of the eyes, and the vagina, where the slippery substance, buccal cavity also. That is non-keratin. Keratin is present. Keratin is a type of protein which is present in the skin to maintain the elasticity in the skin. And these are non-keratinized area where we can see the stratified epithelial cells, compound epithelial cells. Now stratified cuboidal epithelium, mostly found in the ducts of sweat glands and mammary glands. Cuboidal epithelial cells. Very simple definition: stratified cuboidal. They are generally cube-like cells, are width and length, width all the same, and they are arranged in layers. So many layers. That is why it is called stratified cuboidal epithelial cells, mostly found in the ducts of sweat glands and mammary glands. Now third type, it is called the stratified columnar epithelial cells, has limited distribution in the body, found in the lumen of pharynx, male urethra, and lining of some glandular ducts. Already we have told the salivary glands and the pancreatic ducts. Now fourth type, it is called the transitional epithelium, is found lining the ureters, urinary bladder and part of the urethra. This epithelium allows stretching and in protective function. So what you will do, children, this compound epithelium classification just like simple epithelium. So compound epithelium broadly it is a two types, stratified and second type is called compound. Stratified again it is two types, keratinized, non-keratinized. Now broadly classified stratified into three types, stratified squamous epithelial cells, second type is called the squamous stratified cuboidal epithelial cells, and third type it is called the stratified columnar epithelial cells, and fourth type already we know that is called transitional. So this is a classification. In classification form you should write in your notebook. All the cells of the epithelium are held together because it is made up of so many layers of cells. So cells are not loosely arranged. They are keeping in contact with each other, compact form. So all the cells of the epithelial cells are held together by certain material. In between the cells, the material is present which is called the intercellular material. So all the cells of the epithelium are held together with little intercellular materials. Intercellular material in between the cells, the material which is joining or which is cementing the cells. In most of the animal tissues, specialized junctions provide both structural and functional links between its individual cells. Three types of junctions can be found. This is very, very important. What are the types of junctions can be seen and where we can see? These are called the tight junctions. Second type it is called adhering junctions. Third type it is called the gap junction. So what do you mean by tight junctions? Now tight junctions, their cells are very tightly fixed to each other, help to stop substances from leaking across the tissue. One cell to another cell, the transport of substances will be not taking place. This type of junction is called the tight junction. Adhering junctions perform cementing to keep neighboring cells together. One after another they will be attached. Gap junctions facilitate the cells to communicate with each other by connecting the cytoplasm of the adjoining cells. So tight junctions and gap junctions opposite. Adhering junctions, only the cementing material helps to join the neighboring cells together. Now next, where we can transfer of ions, that is called gap junctions. With the help of gap junctions, only transport of substances will be taking place between the adjoining cells. What type of substances? Transfer of ions, small molecules, and sometimes big molecules also will be communicated from one cell to another cell with the help of this junction, which is called the gap junctions. So this is all about your compound tissues. Now next we are going to the connective tissues. Connective tissue develops from the mesoderm of the embryo. Underlying there, we told that we are all triploblastic animals. So ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm, and the connective tissue origin is from the mesoderm. So underlying there, one more question. Develops from mesoderm and is widely distributed in the body. They are generally classified into three types and has been given the classification. Like that, a compound tissue epithelial cell classification also to be made. Connective tissue is of three different types: loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and third type it is called the specialized connective tissue. Whatever tissues, they are connective tissue, but their main function is to bind. Major functions of connective tissues are binding, support, protection, insulation, and transportation. Now examples have been given. The loose connective tissue examples, they are called the areolar tissue. We will be discussing where they are present. Adipose tissue, reticular tissue. There also we will be discussing what do you mean by that and what are the components and where we can see. Dense connective tissue, dense regular, dense irregular, and elastic. And third type it is called specialized connective tissue, that we know: cartilage, bone, and the blood. So this is the classification of connective tissues. Now next part we are going to the first part we will be discussing, that is called the components. How these connective tissues are made up of. All connective tissues consists of three main components. First one is called the fibers, second is called the ground tissue, and third is called the cells. So these are the three components will be present in each and every type of connective tissue. The fibers of the connective tissue provide support. Three types of fibers are found in the connective tissue. What are the three types? Underlying collagen fibers, elastic fibers, and reticular fibers. Now, connective tissues are mainly three types. So, what we have told, now each and every type of connective tissue is having three components. They are called the fibers, ground tissue, and the cells. Ground substance on which these fibers and cells will be. Suppose if I give common example, blood. Blood is considered the specialized connective tissue where the fibers or fibroblast cells are there. We will be discussing. And the matrix, ground tissue is nothing but the matrix, here plasma, on which the blood cells will be in suspended condition. So the cells are there, ground tissue matrix is also there, and fibers are also there. So these three components will be present in the connective tissue. The fibers are a connective tissue provide support. There are three types of fibers found in the connective tissue: collagen. Then second one is called the elastic, third one is called the reticular fibers. Connective tissues are of three types. Loose connective tissue, already we have told. Loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and specialized connective tissue. Then we will be discussing one after another. Okay, thank you children.